I have a word of encouragement for you. And the word is be persistent. Be persistent, brothers and sisters. That condition that has remained there for a long time. Be persistent. Don't give up yet. Don't give up on God. Brothers and sisters, be persistent in prayer. Just because you did not receive your breakthrough, it does not mean that your breakthrough is not coming. Just because you did not receive that which you had requested from God, it does not mean that it will never come. It is going to come. You only need to be persistent. Brothers and sisters, there are some things that you need to wait a little longer. Do not rush into giving up. Do not allow the enemy to make you give up on that dream. Be persistent. Your breakthrough is so close. You have come so far to give up. Some of you, you are so close to your breakthrough. So don't allow the enemy to make you quit. For those that have played video games, you know that when you start playing video games, that each level that you reach, the boss is tough. Each level that you live, and you enter into a new dimension where the enemy, the oppositions are tougher than the ones that you faced on level 1. The same opposition that you faced on level 1 or level 2 is not the same opposition that you will face on level 4 or level 5. It is a tougher opponent. So my brothers and sisters, whenever you see things getting tougher and tougher and tougher, that is a clear sign that your breakthrough is so close. That is a clear sign that you are so close to dismantling the stronghold of the enemy. So be persistent, brothers and sisters, and do not give up. Today's word is from the book of Luke, chapter 18, verse 1 to 8. Luke, chapter 18, verse 1 to 8. And it reads, Then he spoke a parable to them, that men always ought to pray and not lose heart, saying, There was in a certain city a judge who did not fear God nor regard man. Now there was a widow in the city, and she came to him, saying, Get justice for me from my adversary. And he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, Though I do not fear God, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubles me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. Then the Lord said, Hear what the unjust judge said. And shall God not avenge his own elect, who cry out day and night to him? Though he bears long with them, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man comes, will he really find faith on the earth? Glory to God. This is Jesus giving you a parable of a widow who continually, persistently requested a judge. And remember, this judge was unjust. She wanted to be avenged. Brothers and sisters, it seemed as though the widow would never get her revenge. But at the end, the unjust judge thought to himself. He thought within himself, and he gave justice to the widow. And Jesus tells us that men always ought to pray and not faint or lose heart. You always ought to pray. You have to be persistent in your prayer. Some of you have prayed about that marriage for a long time. You have waited for your spouse. You have waited for your breakthrough. Some of you are in a financial problem. Some of you have court cases that have piled up on you. But my brothers and sisters, I'm here with a word of encouragement that do not give up. Be persistent in your prayer. Be persistent in your petitions, just like this widow was. Remember, she was dealing with an unjust judge. But if a judge who's unjust can grant justice to this widow, what about God who's just? What about God who's loving? God is bigger. God is powerful. God is more loving than any judge on planet Earth. Some of you, I know, you have court cases. You have issues that are unsettled. You have problems within you. You have health conditions. But do not give up. As long as you still breathe, brothers and sisters, you can still win the case. Just because the judge said you have lost the case, it doesn't mean that you're going to lose the case. Because there is a judge above that judge. The judge is God. God gives you justice. As you cry out to God, He will cause men to change their hearts. So my brothers and sisters, be persistent in your prayer. Now, I love what Jesus said. He said that, I tell you that He will avenge them speedily, meaning you, the children of God. He will avenge you speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man comes, will He really find faith on earth? Jesus posed the question that when the Son of Man comes, will He really find faith on earth? Because a lot of people would have given up. A lot of people would have gone into other things. A lot of people would have gone into things that do not make value. A lot of people have gone into sorcery. They have gone into tarots. They have gone into things that are lesser power than the power of God. There are people who worship the universe. They give glory to the universe instead of giving glory to the Creator. They give glory to the creation instead of giving glory to the Creator. Some people want quick things. They say that God has delayed, so they have sought psychics. It is a wrong thing to seek psychics, but it is the right thing to seek God. Seek Jesus, because Jesus is the way, the truth, and life. Brothers and sisters, never allow a situation to make you lose your faith in God. I've heard of testimonies of people who have lost their faith in God. Even people whom you think that yes, people of the faith of Jesus Christ, they have lost their faith. But as for you, brothers and sisters, don't go in the way of those people. Keep your faith in Jesus. Don't allow this light affliction to make you lose faith in God. Jesus is still alive. Jesus is still alive in you. Brothers and sisters, I know the journey may be rough. The journey may not be all that glittering, glamour. The journey may not be all that good. But at the end of the journey, God promises you everlasting life. Everlasting life. Forget about the life that you have been living. The life that has been filled with fear, pain, sorrow, delays. Forget about that and focus on Jesus. It is no longer you that lives, but Christ who lives in you. So in every situation that you go through, glorify God for who He is. Whether it is bad news that you have received, good news, let the name of the Lord be glorified. Because God has a reason as to why things happen in your life. Yes, I know the enemy may be involved into your predicament, but glorify God. Don't lose your faith in God. Don't hate God. Don't turn your back on God. Have faith in God. Brothers and sisters, this is the end of this message. If this message has been a blessing to you, and this ministry has been a blessing to you, and you want to be a blessing to this ministry, you can do so through my PayPal, which is in the link in the description. Brothers and sisters, God will bless you. And until next time, shalom.